today. Want to play Mario and Zelda in VR? Well, you can, but don't say I didn't warn you. This is CheckPoint.
Welcome to CheckPoint, the show where every week we mine an entire 16 by 16 chunk of video game news in order to bring you a few precious nuggets of gold and diamond.
This week I fell into a cave full of lava and had to fight a giant spider.
Metaphorical lava and a giant spider of news, of course.
Were we not supposed to be fighting real spiders? I may have misunderstood the CheckPoint writing process.
The gig economy is coming to The Sims 4 for some godforsaken reason. Currently, jobs in the game function like a delightful throwback to the days before peak capitalism ground the working class to exhausted dust. Sims leave the house, put in their hours, and then come back. But now, Sims can be freelancers, meaning they will need to contact an agency for gigs, hopefully get paid for them, and work from home in what game designer Arnold Chow called home office chic, which for me really breaks the immersion. These Sims are wearing jeans and shoes and shirts with buttons. Where's the mustard-stained t-shirt they've been wearing for 3 straight days? Why aren't the pockets on that cardigan overflowing with used tissues? And seriously, why are any of these people wearing pants? If it's not going to be realistic, don't bother.
Nintendo has already teased us with the Labo VR kit, and we were getting all jazzed up to imagine what the inside of a cardboard duck must look like, because, really, we figured this was going to be the limit of Nintendo's experiments with VR for this console generation. And then out of nowhere, they add VR support for Super Mario Odyssey and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Super Mario Odyssey introduces 3 new mini-missions focusing on the stark beauty of the Cap Kingdom, the relaxing atmosphere of the Seaside Kingdom, and also the Luncheon Kingdom is there. You'll run around collecting music notes and unlocking musical instruments to deliver to NPCs. There's also a theater mode, so you can watch cutscenes and I guess take VR creep shots of Pauline. And Breath of the Wild support is all of Breath of the Wild, that's right. Soon you'll be able to play the entire game while holding your hands 15 centimeters away from your face. I played that game for over 200 hours, and I know that if I had VR support from the beginning, I'd have the most ripped forearms the world has ever seen. Finally, Nintendo has also included a Easter egg video with the VR kit, giving you a quick peek at what it was like to own a Virtual Boy. It sits on a table, you don't really interact with it much, and when you do load up a game, it turns out to be unplayable.
Repair kits are coming to Fallout 76, and in a shocking twist, players of the game are not happy. And if you, like most people, don't play Fallout 76, let me explain. You see, the more you use your armor and weapons in the game, the more they deteriorate. If you want to fix your gear, you have to find a workbench and expend crafting materials. Presumably, this feature is there to reinforce the theme of post-apocalyptic survival, not just to give players more chores to do in an attempt to simulate actual gameplay. Anyhow, these repair kits are consumable items that can fully restore gear anytime, anywhere. No crafting materials or workbench required, but the catch is that they are only purchasable with premium currency, a move that players are calling bull on, since lots and lots of people at Bethesda have already promised repeatedly that the only purchasable items in the game would be cosmetics. And although an instant repair kit isn't going to break the game, it's certainly not a stretch to see how they could be an advantage in PvP play. But I think that the player base may be missing the point. Many players have enjoyed the game's Wild Appalachia expansion and the ability to brew different kinds of alcohol. Maybe Bethesda is just trying to save the game by steering players towards a new style of gameplay, away from PvP and into bespoke distillery simulation. If the upcoming Nuclear Winter update adds tasting lounges, limited time seasonal ingredients, and $9 roasted cauliflower appies, you'll know I'm right.
In response to negative coverage by hard-hitting video game news provider Can You Pet the Dog, the developers of Enter the Gungeon have added functionality allowing you to pet the dog. The final content patch for Enter the Gungeon, titled A Farewell to Arms, was imminent, and Can You Pet the Dog had just made its tweet about Gungeon's dog being unpettable. This touched off a wave of retweets and Reddit comments, but the developers could only joke about including the feature since crunch is not the best time for creeping your scope. But one of their programmers, a hero named David Rubel, thought about it earnestly and figured he could do it if he could get the sprite animations. And guess what? He did. Consider the implications. This team took the risk on the eve of their final update to release a niche cosmetic feature that, if improperly coded, could end up introducing new bugs, just to realize a dream and satisfy an anonymous Twitter account. Why? Because, as designer Dave Crooks points out, it was a label we couldn't live with. Let 2019 be the year a Twitter account ended up making the world marginally better.
Wow, I need to start up a Twitter account called Can You Pet the Cat?
I don't think game developers need more work.
Okay, how about Can You Pet the Lizard?
Who looks at a lizard in a video game and says, ooh, I gotta touch that with my soft, biteable fingers?
How about just a Twitter account that says, Can you touch them?
Seems too broad.
No, it's fine. Because the answer is only if you ask first, you psychopath. Coming up, a new Street Fighter V glitch results in Chun-Li floating up into the air, out of the stage, and back to her home planet, where it is local custom to run out the clock like an asshole.
Try not breathing sometime after the show. Please stay conscious for the show.
You can't tell me what to do. You're not my boss.